Strange program tonight. Our first guest, is our first guest ready, John? Yeah, okay. Our first guest, besides John, who was kind of a guest, is Dr. Bhagavan Antle. Now, that's a long name for a guy that has a tremendous history with animals. He trains them. He's an incredible guy. He's been on David Letterman probably 6 times in The Tonight Show, a handful of times, and he's here this evening. And here he is tonight, Dr. Bhagavan Antle. Here he is. Okay. Everybody all right?
Oh, yeah, doing fine.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Fine. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I couldn't help but notice your vultures.
Now, take an eye. Go ahead.
Take an eye. Take an eye. Go ahead. What do you take an eye?
Calling her a vulture. Well,
is this a vulture?
This is a steppe eagle.
Oh, I knew that.
A steppe eagle from Africa.
Yes.
And this is a white-fronted buzzard. Now, maybe you're saying vulture because of the word buzzard, but really a buzzard is a bird of prey. It is a hunting animal that is similar to a hawk. When the new people came to America, they saw the big vultures that live here cruising around high up in the sky. Didn't get to see them so close, and they decided those were buzzards as they had in their old countries, because in the old European countries and in North Africa and the Near East, a lot of the birds of prey are called buzzards. So it just kind of got adapted, and you even got a bay named after them over here.
Eagle Bay.
Buzzard Bay.
Oh. But this is, so technically, this
it
is
eats fingers.
It eats fingers. Technically, it eats fingers. Okay. Generally, it doesn't. No drum stuff during this segment, please. Now, you have a glove on.
Yeah, nice, big, thick glove that's actually 4 pads of leather wrapped around there for her feet.
Now, if you didn't have a glove, what would happen to your hand?
Those big toenails, I don't know if you can catch a shot of them there.
Yeah.
When they go in for a kill when they're hunting, the whole power of the bird is to fly down and take those feet and plant them against the animal and squeeze as tight as they can. They can squeeze much tighter than a person, and those are very sharp. So they just would basically disappear into the flesh of whatever it was. The same, if she lost her balance and I didn't have the glove on, the toes would all just kind of disappear right inside my arm.
Not a good thing.
Not a good
Not
thing.
good.
Not fun,
good.
really, and it's happened accidentally. Sometimes they walk up your arm if you don't hold the little leather straps that are called jesses.
And
you don't hold those
you must
just
do that. It's important that you do that, especially tonight. How heavy is your bird?
It's just
you don't have to answer that.
It's deceptive, really.
Yes.
She's only she's really only 8 pounds, as where a lot of people think they may be 20 or 30 pounds. The maximum size for birds of the eagle family is about 30 pounds. And so you could imagine that's a bird that's 4 times, 5 times the size of this bird here.
Yes. Now, your assistant is a very lovely person. What is her name?
This is Dawn Thurston, and she's the assistant director for the Ozark Zoological Park, who's supplying the animals for the King Richard's Fair this time.
Yes.
And she has this white-fronted buzzard who's a completely different character, much calmer and easier to deal with. She was more of a hand-raised baby, as where this bird was an older bird that was caught and put into a zoological park about 8 years ago or so, and has just a little different attitude. Plus, being an eagle and this one being more like a hawk or a falcon, she's just a lot slower and easier and wants to play with you and stuff. She's a nice girl.
They seem like very, very docile pets.
They're not so pet-like,
but course not.
They've been trained thousands of hours sitting on the hand like this.
What do you feed this bird, buzzard?
Any type of good, fresh meat that hopefully has some good fat content to it.
A meat eater.
So right now we're going down to the local grocery stores and we're buying beef hearts and the chopped steak and stuff that they're getting ready to grind into hamburger. They're giving us a good deal on, so she's taking that. They really like day-old chicks, rats, mice, just a variety of little things like that.
Yes. Yum.
Yep.
Good stuff.
And they can eat a lot in a day. She can eat almost a pound of meat in a day herself.
Pound of meat?
So eating 1/8 of her body weight every day takes a bit of work.
Wow. Do they get along? Do they fight? Would they fight if, don't look at me like that.
No, the two of them have lived together at different times.
Yeah.
They live out on big perches outside. They don't have to live inside cages. And we keep the two perches separated so that they aren't right next to each other.
Yeah. Fascinating. But very mean and very... If I were to make a quick move...
This one will jump off my hand. This one wouldn't do anything. She's very gentle to almost anybody. She likes to just play around a little bit. She's very good going and has worked in a lot of movie and television stuff.
Yes.
She was in the Emmy Award-winning movie Never Say Goodbye in 1988.
She did a beautiful job in that, too. An excellent job.
She had to fake having a broken wing, and she had to crash into things and hop around.
I thought
She
one
was
of the
quite a good
finest
girl.
performances. I remember that. And,
Stretching.
Yes. Do they... When do they... Are they trained? Are they potty trained, or what happens?
No, they just kind of eject backwards at about 20 or 30 miles an hour a small wad of slime.
20 or 30 miles an hour?
Somewhere in that neighborhood, you know. They're not. They
Whoa.
don't. But it's not. When they're nervous, it's probably not going to happen. Just kind of like
Wow.
yourself, probably. There.
Pull my finger. My goodness. Oh, wow. That's incredible. I can't believe that. Right back. That last... You all right, Chris? Do you want someone to give you mouth-to-mouth? Mike? No? All right. Corey. All right. Of course, that last commercial wasn't fun. We don't want to get phone calls. No phone calls, please. Thank you. Now, you've done a lot of stuff here. We got to move kind of quickly. What's most impressive, besides the way that you handle these huge animals, a lot of them have been in commercials that many of us are familiar with. And we're going to close-up land, Adam, Michelle. And this is very familiar, the Dreyfus commercial.
The Dreyfus commercials where Dreyfus is at the boardroom table, Dreyfus goes down in the subway, and all those different types of pieces.
Yeah.
We take our lion Arthur, who has been a big star out at the King Richard's Fair with us at different times before, has done all those type of things. He's also the lion that's done the logos for MGM. He's the Konica copier lion. He's the lion for a number of different banking companies. He's had a great tour of Europe 5 times, and he's been a good guy.
Yeah, you see, this lion's got more of a career than I do. Yeah, really. You. Here's an elephant.
This is Bubbles, our African elephant.
Bubbles.
This was an epic thing to really try and get an elephant to learn how to walk out on a swimming pool cover like this. Took a lot of training, a couple of weeks of work, teach her to go out there and be comfortable with it, but it proved the point real well for the swimming pool company that nothing's going to fall through that cover.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I dated a girl named Bubbles, and she weighed this much. It was very, very interesting. Now, here is your assistant with...
This is
with a tiger.
her with a liger. This is a half lion, half tiger.
Yeah.
He's only 2 years old in these pictures. You can see how gigantic he is. Yes. We have a baby liger out there at King Richard's Fair also, along with a royal white tiger and a golden tabby tiger, the rarest cat in the world. There's only 7 of them on the whole planet, and they're on display out there at King Richard's Fair. You can get real close to them and see them. And the baby out there we've got will look like that big character. And he's probably going to get half again as big as he is in those photos. He should go over 1,000 pounds.
Wow. Unbelievable. We're going to take a look at one more. Well, actually, this is in the video. Let's go to the video, John and everybody. Now, we'll talk over this. We won't hear anything on here, so let's take a look. Can you see it all right?
Some clips from Mademoiselle magazine and a shoe ad that we've got. There's the bird that was in here earlier doing a piece for the movie Never Say Goodbye, part of our little falconry piece. I don't know if you're running audio on this at all, but this is. Do you know this lion? There he is.
So you took care of that.
That's him doing MGM.
Wow.
Do you recognize this tiger?
Got our audio.
Okay. Well, no audio on this, please. Thank you. Thank you,
There's
Biggs.
the tiger doing the Saran Wrap commercials where he's checking one steak and Saran Wrap one and glad. He's also the tiger that's done the Exxon commercials.
Right.
And then the Saran Wrap went so well with the tiger, they decided to try and do it with a bear. So then we worked on this cherry pie epic where the bear checked the cherry pies, which one to do. Took 200 cherry pies. That's my big grizzly bear, Tuffy. We're using him for a commercial there where we were working on a part of a television show called Amazing Animal Actors.
Looks like the electric slide a little bit. My goodness. Unbelievable.
A good-sized character.
My
About
goodness.
1,000 pounds. And this is some of the newest babies we've had born. Now, these are white and golden tabby tiger babies that you see here. And these guys are out at the Renaissance Fair. They're a little older than this now, but they're out there at the fair. Some of the rarest cats that you can see on Earth are there in that collection at King Richard's. And you get to see them up close without any caging or anything. We've got them out there on leashes. We play with them and give them baby bottles and stuff.
Now, what is that?
These are some African lions. Some extreme close-ups here to give you a feel of a different look. A lot of the animals that tigers get to be raised in big groups. This is a wolf, bear cub, and a lion cub that all grew up together and were able to be on display and live with each other. And this is us working on different ages of lions. We've trained about 35 lions to come up with an animal like Arthur and his protege Uther. We have to raise the animals constantly. Only 1 in 35 has worked out well for us and become an animal actor, as it were.
Now, what are we looking at
This
here?
is behind the scenes of a commercial for a radio broadcasting company talking about how a guy had a tiger get in the back of his car and he was reporting live, trying to get the tiger closer and closer to him to be able to get the right scene. That's my hand up there popping chicken in the tiger's mouth.
Sure.
The guy had complete confidence that since the tiger was raised as a baby, it would be fine, but that's not always true.
Now, what's happening here?
And this is a photo scene from Bill Melton Productions where they're trying to get close-ups, the really tight 6x4 format, the big format of the tiger's teeth and mouth there, to get that really outrageous picture. And the guy about loses his nerve here in a moment because the tiger is really pushing it. But I'm standing right beside the tiger the whole time, and he calms right back down again. As soon as I walk in, he knows it's okay. He just is flaring up. That's the Saw Cat commercials. They were for the new saws that they produced by Black & Deckers some time ago.
I see.
It worked out pretty good. Animals make a good intro into any advertising slot.
Yes.
The tiger doesn't have anything to do with the saw, but if you see that tiger face, you're going to look at it a lot longer and a lot faster than you're going to just look at somebody playing around with saws up there on the
You're a fascinating individual, there's no question about it. Most of us don't do what you do.
No, we have definitely a different lifestyle of things that we do. And we also do a lot of educational programs and do a lot of shows where if an animal's needed, even for something like National Geographic, we work in a lot of aspects like that. If you need a picture of a jaguar crossing a stream, if you try and go down to the South America and find that jaguar, you may spend a year. They hire us, bring in a trained jaguar, find any stream they want, let the jaguar walk back and forth across it. They get those once-in-a-lifetime photos, and it works out perfectly for educational shows as well.
Now, you can actually go to King Richard's Fair and visit the good doctor and see many of the animals that you're talking about down at King Richard's Fair, and his lovely assistant as well. And that's in Carver.
Right.
And tell some information. It's on weekends.
Right. That's the next 5 weekends it runs. And we have 3 days because Columbus Day is a day that the fair is also open.
Right.
And there's 500 entertainers that are there at the fair. You can see live jousting, and you can see, of course, our animals. You can visit a dungeon museum. You can eat all kinds of ancient finger foods and big turkey legs and stuff like that. It's really a nice time out there. And big splendid sets of ale and wine and things like that are flowing all the time, too.
Very good. I suggest you go down and say hello because it's a fascinating thing. And we thank you for coming and spending the time. Everybody in our studio audience tonight will get passes to King Richard's Fair. And go down and say hello. Let's thank Dr. Bhagavan.
Thank you.